Hi Leo, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading for you. I did feel guided to pick an oracle card first. It's from the Rainbow Brain School deck. The card says, good night, also you didn't get enough done today. You could be really focusing on your productivity, but also feeling like no matter what you do, it's not enough. You want to be mindful of like how much you're trying to squeeze into a day. You know, you could sort of be like overworking yourself or just expecting an unrealistic amount from yourself. Especially those of you with personal placements in Leo, meaning like Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury. You can really be feeling this energy. I'm getting definitely like, especially like Sun, Rising, and Moon. Not that other places can't relate. Like MC can relate too, you know. But just always feeling like it needs to be like next level and it's not going to be enough. We're also going to be using a bit of a different deck. It's called the Fountain Tarot. I feel like this deck is a bit more spiritual. Sorry. O is doing nonsense in the kitchen. Before we get started with the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. All right. Just as I suspected. Basically, Leo, what's going on here is that like your challenge is actually taking time to rest. Your challenge is taking time to recharge. Your challenge is taking time to not do anything and to not put pressure on yourself to do anything right now. You're supposed to be relaxing right now. That's what it's about, Leo. So if you catch yourself trying to put yourself to work, pull it back. I'm seeing an F here. Pull it back. I'm seeing something about social media. Could be a social media platform. Pull it back. Just for now, that doesn't mean always, it just means right now there's a focus on you recharging, which the most wonderful thing about recharging is that it's all cyclical, right? You work and you're productive and you do this and you do that, and then you take a break, and when you're taking a break, the break is just as useful as when you're working, because during the break, that's when you like rediscover your inspiration, where you get time to breathe and like remember why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. So I'm seeing this kind of be like a re-up for your soul that's happening here with this little break that you're going to be taking, or that you've already begun taking, that you need to sort of like initiate more into, lean more into maybe. All right. For some of you, you could be adjusting to like a big life change or transition, because I was also seeing the Death card, which can speak about like something majorly that's going on. All right, Knight of Coins. Yeah, there's a transition that you're making. For some of you, this has to do with like roles that you're playing. This can be a new beginning or like a new chapter of yours that you're stepping into. I'm seeing something here that you're carefully considering. Like whatever this is, you have it in your hands, but you may be inspecting it currently. Trying to understand how it works. Yes. You may feel like you haven't like crossed over fully into like whatever this transition is. Like you could feel like you're still very much in between and like have not fully immersed into this next like chapter. You haven't like fully turned over. But I'm actually getting that you've made like much more progress than you may even be realizing at this point. Because I'm seeing you be definitely more seasoned with how something works and like understanding how to maneuver through it. There's something here that you're learning how to steer. And the more you do it, the more it's going to make sense to you, okay? This looks like something that you're actually doing in 3D. So this can be like an activity, or you working on something, or like a skill set, or just like something new that you're like physically engaging in. And I'm seeing you over here like learning how to work it, but it seems like as you participate in it actively, that's how you learn more about like what this looks like and how to do that. Because it's not always easy. Like I'm seeing you trying to sort of like tread carefully, or at least mindfully, but something is mentally gonna click for you that may not be making sense yet. If something is going to click into place for you, if it has not already. It's basically like this. Once you learn how to maneuver something, things are really going to fall into place after that. But it just takes time, because I'm definitely seeing an adjustment period. And you may get frustrated because you're like, why don't I have this already? But it feels again like a mental component, but I'm seeing that you're going to get it. Just need to be patient. Because I'm seeing what it's like, a layered, like even skill set, whatever this is that you're doing, there are layers to it. Like there are planes to it, there are levels. Yeah, there are levels to it. And so you're kind of like stacking them upon one another to get this like higher understanding, and also be able to like play, like intertwine them with one another, if that makes sense. It's kind of like getting the basics down, and then once you know that, then you go the next level up, and you're learning how to do that, and then you're learning how to do that, and they're all kind of like layered on top of one another, and it's building to something bigger for you. I'm actually seeing you be like very close to completing something, like even your understanding of something. Like this looks even like an accomplishment of yours. Like I'm seeing you like getting higher and higher, like rising to the top here, Leo. For some of you, though, you could be feeling like the higher you get, the harder things are getting, like the more difficult. But it's just a matter of like how open and willing you are to sort of like learning and opening yourself up to. So this can also mean, okay, so Leo is a fixed sign, right? And so what fixed signs like to do is kind of be plopped into a lane and stay in that one and not want to move. And you're being encouraged to be adaptable right now, especially when it comes to what you're learning. You may have a particular way that you like to do things, and it's actually going to help you to expand this. Because you may be doing something in a way that's actually creating more frustration than it is making this process easier. And if you will just like open yourself up to being a sponge right now and seeing that maybe not everything you're doing is the most effective, it's going to help you immediately and also in the long run as well. But this is going to be you needing to tap into your air energy and open yourself up to what there is to learn. That's not to say that you can't accomplish what you want to accomplish the way that you're doing it now. It is to say that you may accomplish what you're trying to accomplish in an easier fashion and a quicker fashion if you open yourself up mentally now to sort of gaining whatever knowledge this is that is presenting itself to you, that's available to you, if only you open yourself up to observe, recognize, observe, and apply what it is that's available to you. Because I am seeing information be available to you either through somebody around you or something that you could research in some form, in some way. But there may be a part of you that's like, but I like doing it the way that I'm doing it, and that's okay too. I'm just, what's being shown here is that if you sort of open yourself up to maybe a way that somebody else does something, or sort of like learning from another person, or maybe taking somebody's advice, or maybe having a conversation about what it is that you're doing, you're going to learn things that are actually going to help you with this process. But if you're not open to doing that, you're still going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. It just may be more difficult. But it looks like you're going to be able to do what you're trying to do either way. Your guys are just trying to help you out by letting you know there may be like a simpler, more easy way, but it's going to take, it's going to be harder immediately on you mentally because you're going to have to break out of something. But it's going to allow you to expand, is the point. Seeing Libra here. Yeah, there can for sure be somebody in your environment that you can talk to, that this person will be encouraging to you, and they're also going to like talk you up as far as your skill set. This person can help you with business related things, or with like what you're trying to build, your future stuff, what you're working on right now, and what you will be working on in the future. Okay, so this person that's around you, I'm seeing them be, I'm hearing of sound mind. It's like somebody that gives you balanced advice, and they may have information that you need that's related to like what you're working on right now that you may be feeling a bit of frustration with. And also I'm seeing that this person is going to talk you up in a way where they'll like tell you how creative you are, or how capable you are of doing this, and like the things that you want to sort of be leaning into in regard to this thing that you're doing. They're going to shine a light on those things for you. So this would be, yeah, somebody very supportive and encouraging about like your plans, and just, they're not going to grab the mic from you and then tell you what to do. They're going to kind of like coach you through it, it feels like, this person. This can also be like a part of your chart that you're tapping into as well. You're very capable of moving forward. You just may have needed some encouragement, actually. Because I'm seeing you like already have everything that you need, but maybe you weren't seeing that. Also too, like some of you have a tendency at times to get like sad, and it may slow you down a bit. Which, it is what it is. It's just part of the process, you know. But your feelings of, like, sadness or looking back at things that you can't change, or like, I should have done this sooner or whatever, that's actually your biggest hindrance, I'm seeing. So you being as present as possible rather than living in the past is really going to help you out for sure. So this is you also learning how to work with your water energy too, and pull yourself into the present, like especially when you start worrying about something, or you start focusing on things that have already happened that you don't have control over, stuff like that. You want to pull yourself into the present. For some of you, you're going to start meditating if you don't already, or doing mindfulness practices. Yeah, I'm getting something about using logical techniques to take you out of your water energy, but only when you feel like it's kind of, like you're kind of drowning in it, meaning when emotions become overwhelming and not productive for you anymore to utilize, you're going to use like the skills that you have to sort of bring you into leaning into, tapping into another element of yours, specifically your intellect. Yeah, so there may have been, I'm seeing I'm seeing an amalgamation of feelings here. Like, some are associated with the past, but some are also associated with the present, and you potentially not repeating something that wouldn't end up being helpful to you. Collaboration is going to be helpful for you. I'm looking at Capricorn. I'm hearing Aries also, and I'm hearing Sagittarius too. I'm also looking at Libra. I'm seeing Taurus on the bottom of the deck as well. So, making a plan to collaborate, I'm seeing, is definitely going to be helpful for you. And when I say collaborate, this can mean having a conversation with somebody. It can be like having an exchange with somebody that's going to like help you further along, or bring something to light for you, or just help you talk something out to continue your process. I'm also seeing too that you want to be mindful to set boundaries so you do not get sucked into something that's going to like overpower you within this situation. So don't fall trapped to something that's going to take your autonomy away and like strip you of your agency. You want to be working with things that allow you to further progress. This does feel like it can be, having the devil here in this spot that it's in, it feels kind of like it's a work related thing, or can be a title related thing, or a stuff that's related to your MC even, which is like your public persona, or what you're doing in the public, or what you're doing like out in the world. But you want to make sure that you don't get sucked into something that makes you forget the purpose of why you're doing all of this in the first place. You know, sometimes, just like the cards that we were seeing like in the beginning, the Oracle card about like it never being enough, that's what I'm seeing the devil actually be, and you learning more about this, because the devil can be like overworking yourself, or such a focus on productivity that there's like a lack of balance within the process. And so you're learning at this point to work with stepping into your MC in the way that you want to, which has to do with like your purpose and your career and the roles that you play, especially in the outside world. And balancing that with a sense of, it's like being in this process and maneuvering within it, but also knowing that that's not all of what you are, and also like not tying your worth to it either, and like allowing what you can do to be enough, and to like leave it there. And to not put yourself in overdrive too. Especially those of you, like, seeing Taurus on the bottom of the deck, having Capricorn here too, like those of you that have personal planets and earth signs, there can be like such a focus on work and productivity, and sometimes we can like tie our worth to those things, and so our worth is associated with how productive or unproductive we are, and that's a trap, and it's something that you want to be mindful not to get into. And I'm seeing that you sort of like reflecting on these things and being around people and situations that are going to remind you of that can sort of like shake you out of this when you feel like you're like it's becoming more of a pitfall to you. The thing about this too is that this isn't your guides being like, don't work at all or don't involve yourself at all. It's about being able to be in it, but be balanced while you're in it, to not allow it to like completely take over and fall into that, where again, it strips you of your agency. So it's like working in this and not becoming it, you know? It's being able to have you and be separate, and this just be something that you do, something that you care to do, something that you want to do, something that you're choosing to do, rather than this whole thing becoming your whole life, you know? It's having that healthy separation. So it's not affecting you on a personal level where you're somehow tying this to your worth and how you're perceiving yourself. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody. This is a karmic test for you. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.